Will I be able to end the worst run of my life?
We got the stream right up here. We're going to go from the beginning and update. So if you follow how I'm doing, basically I streamed, the live stream I shared was one that I was on $3,000. After that, I took a few days off. I took Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. And then Wednesday I played and I lost another $1,000, over $1,000. So pretty shitty as it continued. Then Thursday I made up a little bit. Here on Saturday on this live stream, and things were not going great. I was just trying to focus on playing my best. I was feeling good, so I was really trying, to one session at a time. Like, downswings aren't real, in a way of saying every session's independent. Just because I lost yesterday and the 5 days before doesn't mean I'm going to lose today, as long as I don't let it affect me. First hand is minute 37. I got the beautiful pocket jacks. The straddle must be going on. It's 2-5-10. It's not all the time in this game. It's, I think it was like half of the time. Some players would never straddle here. So it's a 2-5 with the 10 that went on sometimes. So yep, low jack, pocket jacks. I raise it up. The big blind to call, Ruben with 9-7 suited. And Brett calls as well. We can't see his other card. And yeah, there's an ace. When it checks to me, I think with the jacks, it's just good check, especially three ways. People love calling with, an ace. Turn is a 3. That's pretty bad. 25 is a straight as well. And Brett bets. Makes it 35. There's an ace there, and E5 is a straight. There's 2 pairs. It just seemed like a shitty spot with my pocket jacks, and we don't know. He shows a 4. So that's a little annoying. And I know Brett could definitely be bluffing, but another player to talk after, and he could have an ace. Like, he could still have an ace here, because when there's a 4-liner, he's not betting the ace. And Brett could still have plenty of strong hands here. So with pocket jacks, it seemed like a shitty spot. I'd be calling with an ace. Sadly, this time we'll never know, because it showed one card. One card was a 4. That's giving me a feeling that, it probably was like 4-5 or 4-3 or 4 deuce. I mean, that'd be quite thin for value, just only betting the 4 here, maybe. But this is seeing that one card was a 4 makes me feel that more likely it was going for value. But there's some big pots here, so don't worry. This was a super roller coaster of a session. Today I'm proud of myself that I kept on going, because the roller coaster started downwards. It didn't start upwards, so that is better, of course. So anyways, I raised in the cutoff, button called, and Rafi in a small by 3 bets to 195. And I wasn't sure here. Let's look this up. No rake makes a difference in pre-flop, so let's see this really quick. Let's see this. So I'm in a cutoff, and the small blind 3 bets me. Gotta put 6 max to put no rake. Okay, the button called, and then the small blind was the one that squeezed. The small blind squeezes. Suited aces? No. Okay, well let's update something. 200 big blinds deep makes a big difference. Okay, still no. Okay, good. So I wasn't sure about this. I wasn't sure how many hands supposed to be defending, if I was supposed to defend all my suited aces. So even with no drop and deeper, it doesn't like to be defending. I suppose. I mean, I would have called him with ace deuce. This seems kind of interesting that it doesn't defend this. I mean, ace 2 suited is pretty. I don't think I'm folding ace 2 suited, ace 3 suited. Definitely, all the ones that hit a straight. So I think just the worst suited aces, 9, 8, 7, 6 you could fold, and I think you could call with these. And 10, I'm not folding ace 10 suited either. So anyways, okay, that's good to know. It is a fold. I do it correctly now. I don't do it later. So yep, I'm going to think a little bit. His innate game is going on too. I do end up folding, and yeah, he had ace jack off. Because, you got to call wider if you think they're 3-betting wider. So moving on. The hijack, ace queen off. I make it $30. Rafa calls in the cutoff. That's with ace 10 off. That's good to know. Button calls. Small blind, Vegas, Matt. This is another spot I was thinking about 4-betting, because again, the Nick game was going on. All these calls in between. Maybe I should just go for it. Let's look this up. He did 3-bet. Yeah, I know the suited versions are better. I just was thinking, I just can't be folding here. He could be 3-betting super damn wide, especially with his 2 called in between. Nick game's going on, but probably I think that was the issue. That was the issue. It's just pretty short, and if I did 4-bet, I'd have to rip it. I mean, maybe ripping it is not the worst either. I've been running my best too. I was like, do I just want to rip it here for $1,200 with ace queen off? I've done it before. Maybe it would be a good spot. We do have the straddle going on, so let me see something. This is really more like 100 big blinds deep. So let's see how different this happens when it's 100 big blinds deep. Can I ever rip it here? Hijack. It's okay to rip it here with ace queen. Yeah. It's not bad to rip it here with ace queen. I really fucking wanted to, man. I really wanted to rip it here with ace queen. 100 big blinds deep, it really doesn't mind to. That's pretty much what we were at. I was a little above. Really thought about it. Yeah, just no calling with a suited, with the offsuit. I can call with suited versions a lot more. So, rule of thumb, don't call 3 bets with the offsuit hands. If something to ace king, I tanked for a little bit, really considering. I was counting my stack. I was thinking if I could just click it back to him or not. And it just seemed like I couldn't, and I didn't want to fold my ace queen. That, yeah, offsuit probably just should. So, yep, I do flick in the call for $210. Other players fold. He has pocket eights, so hey, we could still, you know, already making a little mistake here. Offsuit versions is fold. This spot, it's kind of how these little things change every spot too. And pretty horrendous flop. Deuce king 7. Just way better board for him. He does bet. On a bigger side too. And yeah, on the king high board, just ace high. Just let it go. Let's move on. So yeah, things not going great. I'm already down over $400. That's super frustrating when nothing really seemed like it has happened and you're down that much money. Like, at least, you know, if you have a big pot that you lose, but like nothing happens and you're down over $400. Yeah, it's a little frustrating. Just feels like burning through money. So hopefully we can keep it going. Not keep it going. Turn this around. This hand I got a premium. Ace queen suited and low jack. I make it $35 and I get the cutoff. Vinny to call. Chris in a small blind is going to call. Go to a flop. Can we hit ace? Can we hit a king? One time, queen 9-5. At least I got a backdoor flush draw. And out of position, I'm just going to check. In position, I definitely would have bet. But with play out of position, turn is a 3. When it's next to me, maybe now, probably. I don't know. I don't think betting when he checks Chris. I think both of them would be pretty straight up. Vinny would have bet a queen on the turn, on the flop. Chris most likely on the return. But anyways, I did check back. And we river a king. That's really nice. And yep, now let's go for value. Hopefully, I mean, maybe Chris is checking since he thinks I have more kings, going for a check raise. I think that'd be a good plan. But hey, if he does check raise, we'll deal with that in a moment. I bet. And I think it would be on the bigger side, but 3 ways that go smaller, just go half pot. And as you see, Chris has a king as well. So, I do get paid off. I show, and we win. So, we get rid of the nip button. We get a pot coming our way. Good for the morale, especially after how it started. Pocket 8's and under the gun. I wasn't straddling? Huh. Maybe just a lot of people wasn't straddling. And if more than half of the pot's not straddling, I'm not going to straddle either. Anyways, I raise. Chris 3 bets in the cutoff. I call. Flop. Is that the flop? No, that was not the flop. Okay. Yeah, because I remember I just folded a flop. I'm like, that that's what I would have called. No, ace, queen, 10. 3-bet pot. Ace, king, queen. Even worse. And he checks back. That was really weird. I thought, you know, he'd be betting a lot on this flop. But anyways, I got pocket 8s. I think maybe he's just pocket a little bit with the ace, king. Anyway, it's just a horrible board for me. So even though he checked back the flop, I'm never calling here with my pocket 8s. I just let it go. And yeah, he had ace, king. He checked back top 2 on the flop. All right. Next hand. What's going on here? So I don't think there's any straddle going on. So Rafa raises an under and 1 with king 5 suited. Vinny calls and low jack. Cutoff calls. Small blind calls. I got pretty 10-9 suited in the big blind. Maybe you could squeeze here. Let's see this. Let's check this out. This is an interesting spot. Some pre-flop that's super important. Should we squeeze here? I don't think so. I think he wants to call. I mean, the more callers that are there, because I think the big blind is usually a polarized range when it 3 bets. But with the callers in between, I think it starts going more linear. Let's see. As good as we can, because there's a bunch of callers, so it's kind of weird. On the gun raises. One caller, 2 callers. Button never wants to call with all these callers ahead of him. That's interesting. Small blind either. This doesn't like to call. That's so interesting. The more callers, it does not like to call at all. So let's just put 3. Okay, what do we do here? Sometimes. But yeah, not good enough. But okay, sometimes. Prefers these lower ones. 4-5 suited, 5-6 suited compared to the top ones that connect more with their range. So 10-9, Jack 10 at all, 9-8 really doesn't like it. So once in a while, but it If I do ever want to 3-bet the suited connectors, it's just where he prefers 4-5 suited, 5-6 suited, 7-8 suited. So mostly calling here, but sometimes that's good to do. It does like to do it sometimes. So anyways, I do just call, flop, we with Jack 4 Jack, and you see Ruben actually hit trips. He bets, and yep, I just let it go. We got a hand. Hey, we got pocket queens. I raise in a low jack, cut off. Rafa 3-bets me to 90, and yep, I'm gonna 4-bet. You know, Rafa could be pretty aggro pre-flop. Aggro, not aggro, like proper. You know, when I say aggressive with the 3-bets, I mean almost what you're supposed to 3-bet with. Not easy 3-betting too much. People almost never, so many players just don't 3-bet wide. So when they 3-bet, they have aces, ace, king, kings, queens. So yeah, against him, happy 4-betting. So I do, and very happy to get rid of the nip button. Straddle must be going on because I raised it up to $30 with a pretty ace deuce suited. Rafa in the hijack. You 3-bet me. He does 3-bet me. And yeah, I mean, again, this one I prefer way more. We're pretty deep. And, oh, never mind. Okay, I thought I was going to call. But yeah, now Ruben, I don't think he's just going to call with his pocket kings here. Yep, he 4-bets. And I just let it go. Now, definitely not even no thought into this snap fold. What did Rafa do? I forgot about this hand. Did Rafa call? Honestly, I'd probably just fold my jacks, yeah. I mean, I don't think Ruben is 4-bet bluffing enough. So good fold by Rafa. Ooh, I got a pretty one. Ace king off in under the one, and we get $30. I get small blind when to call with his pocket threes, and under the gun to call with ace 4 off. And look at that flop. I whiff, but I got 2 overs. Ace king, two broadways. I'm just gonna bet. So yep, third pot. I think that's fine. Sticking with the pocket bidders, they just don't fold once. Brett calls 2, and they both call. Really not loving it. And now when the turn comes in 9, that brings in a straight. And I'm blocking king. This could be a good one to see. I mean, I got the king of hearts, so maybe a good spot. Thinking more about it. Probably like the barrel here because I have the king of hearts, right? And I'm blocking king 10. I got the king of hearts. I'm not blocking the front door flush draw. So I think I could bet, 2/3 pot here and represent the backdoor flush when it comes in, and just I think give up if not, because I think it's the best that. And if I did call twice, it's usually pretty strong when it bounce draws miss. It's kind of shitty when it gets check raised, but iffy too. It's an iffy spot because it brings in the main draw. So let's see this. This is a really interesting spot. Let's just say I raise under the gun and big blind calls. Yeah, cool. Betting range does a little bigger. I mean, multi-way you go smaller. So I do bet. He calls, turns 9 hearts, and then I think it's gonna want to bet here with the ace king with the ace with the king of hearts. Okay, I mean sometimes, half of the time, it definitely prefers having the ace of hearts. I mean, depends on which. If you're blocking both the front door and the flush draw, it likes it a lot more. That makes sense. He could present both flushes that come in. That's nice. With one of them, so 100%. I guess you could keep the bluffing if you have both the ace and the spades. Which is one of them. It prefers the ace of hearts, but yeah, I guess it's a mix. So it's a mix. If there's a brick turn, let's see. If there's a brick turn, I think mine it, and yeah, it goes super big. Oh no, range. Oh wow, look at that. Cool. That's cool to know. If it's a brick, it goes massive on the turn with all of the ace kings. All ace kings, it goes over 2x pot. I mean, people think some guys are maniacs. Fucking GTO solvers are maniacs. When do you ever see someone go over 2x pot on the turn? Over 2x damn pot on the turn when it's a brick. That's cool. Okay, that's really cool. And when you go so big, you can't go too thin for value. So like the strongest value you have is top pair, top kickers. It checks ace queen here. I mean, sorry, sticks king queen here because it wants to go so damn big. That's a cool strategy. Okay, so I do check back. There is 8. Now there's a 1-liner to a straight, and the 4 is good. Yeah, once it check, I don't think betting here makes too much sense for me. And people, they could still have some showdown. And yeah, that was a worse hand. You had a 4, and 4 was good. Pocket 5s and cut off. Ruben limps and under the gun 2. Cut off pocket 5s fine. Rafa 3 bets in the small blind to 90. And so deep. I think it's fine calling with the pocket pairs. Alright, so we get a decent flop. The interesting one. Small here. This is a way better board for me than him. Yeah, he has middle pair, so he's not going anywhere. He calls. And you know, Ruben does not like to fold his pocket pairs. So he calls 2. The turn was a very, very, very interesting turn. I turn a set. Now any 8 or any 3 is a straight. So I wasn't sure about this spot. Super interesting spot. I decided to check back, mostly because of win. Because Rafa, I mean, he has a 6, so he could have an 8 or a 3-2. But yeah, in the moment I checked, and there was a freaking 8. So flush comes in, and there's a straight on the board. So yeah, it seems like such a random spot. I didn't decide to try to bluff here. I do just check it back, and we chop it. We chop it multi-way. Maybe there's a brick river. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about that spot. If I should be trying to bluff that river. So, oh, look at me. Loose aggressive. Let's freaking go. Now it's time for a bomb pot. First board is 4, 7. Alright, first board is 4, 7, jack. And I think it checks around on the flop. We could fast forward that. Oh, I need my wife to help. Alright, so. Turn is a 9 and a deuce. Oh yeah, I turn a set. So I turn a set of deuces. But I'm just checking. Got a gut shot, but it's a monotone board, so pretty shitty. But when it checks around, I think players bet a lot the flop when they have a set. So someone does bet. On top, I think Dwayne was the one who bet, and I think he could be betting pretty damn wide. He bets with just 2 pair on a monotone board and top pair, top kicker on the other one. That's it. So at least my assumptions were correct that he's going super wide here after he goes checks around on the flop. And all right, he bets 100 too. Yeah, that's me when I was playing. I call my deuces. I mean, it's kind of an iffy spot because I got him. Yeah, I got him in so many. I got to fade so many rivers, but I think I'm good now. So let's hope for an okay river. Yeah, this is a shitty spot, man. I should just fold anyways because I mean. There's no good river, right? Almost every river brings something in. It brings in a straight. It brings in a flush. There's almost no brick river.
Girls?
River's a 6 and a 3. So, as I mentioned, a lot of rivers that aren't bricks. A 3. This was it's a shitty spot. What's the difference on this river, right? It's my board. Because if he had a flush that's potting this river, wouldn't you bet the flop except for maybe the straight flush? So the main difference on this river is my board that paired up. So if you had something like 7-3, Jack 3, Deuce 3, I'm blocking Deuce 3, but those make way more sense that are going to check the flop, call the turn, and just pot the river so multi-way in a pretty damn big pot. Because what, like... So that was my thought behind it. Yeah, I got a boat now, but even other players, like, there's better boats. I got the worst possible boat here. I'm calling the chop. Even though I think Brett could be pretty crazy in a bomb pot, it just seemed like a really shitty spot. So if it was a more of a brick, like, you know, just one that didn't bring in, and it, well, that was a brick. It didn't bring in a straight, but it bring in the boat. So I think for a while, but just seemed like a pretty shitty spot. I really didn't think he was betting this shitty flush this big on the river. Maybe just thought he was good. But yeah, I tanked, and for a decent amount of time I tanked, and I thought I'm calling here to chop because obviously I never could scoop. You gotta remember, I'm calling 520 to win 260, so you gotta be good over half the time. And then to win with his 1 pair, well, 2 pair and top pair, and he finally calls. So they both chop it up. I wonder if I would have called if he would have called. I'm guessing he would have folded if I would have called. But yeah, Ruben makes a call. So Brett does not take this one down by being aggressive since he makes a call and they chop it up. So anyways, this is another one. Under the gun, makes it $10. Hijack, makes it 40 and cut off ace jack suited. Good enough. I 3-bet to 125 and now I'm meeting the button. Call 4-bets to $400. And yeah, just seemed like just another one of those days. Is what it is. I just call 4-bets. I just don't think, like, whatever. Just let it go. And yep, he did have ace king suited. And I was kind of thinking about it because I think it was the second time he called 4-bet me. But yeah, last time he had pocket kings. So I was like, it's just a coincidence. So yeah, now $979 now. Just building up. This is an interesting spot. Let's look it up really quick. I'm just going to make it as if it's 2 blinds. Because it's pretty close anyways. Because the small blind folded. So I think it's, you know, not the most off thing ever. He raised under the gun. They cut off calls. Okay, yeah, calls a good amount. That's good to know. And yeah, it seems just way too weak. Yeah, the 5 or the 4. Folds a 3. Why does it like more to 7 than the deuce? That's weird. Anyways, okay. So I just want to double check. It doesn't mind it. Doesn't mind it. Good. Good to know. Doesn't mind it. So we do just call and we hit an ace. Oh, and this one was a solid play by Rafa, I guess you could say. And I did kind of catch this later. I made a really like call later because, yeah, Ruben bets $40 and I got ace-7 suited. So I call and I immediately folds. And now Rafa check raises. He's going to go for a check raise. And this puts me in such a shitty spot. Maybe I should call as I get backdoor straight and backdoor flush. But he has all the stronger aces. But I realized later, and I made a like call later, sometimes like in another spot too, in a different day, like when there's a small bet and then a call, how we both look weak. So maybe people are over bluffing in those spots. But when he makes it $240, it just was a super shitty spot. Am I gonna have to hold on to the river? I think letting go here is fine anyways. And he did have king queen off. So good to know that. So let's move on. We're getting through it, guys. We're getting through it. The big hand still to come. All right, here I raise it up in low jack 9-6 suited. Nick game is going on. Chris calls with his ace-5 suited. We go to a flop. We whiff, but just gonna see bet range. Nick game is going on, so I'm gonna bet. I got backdoors. I make it 25, and he does fold. So we get rid of the Nick game. Let's go. We're in a hole a shit ton of money, but at least we're not in the Nick game. How much are we down now? $1,000. We're down $1,000 now, guys. After having a horrendous, I think we're down over $10,000 run. We're down right now another $1,000. That's poker sometimes. Very next hand, I got a pretty one. Ace King off, so I make it $30. Ruben calls in the small blind with his ace-5 off. Brett calls in under the gun with 10-4 suited. There's his last time that I had Ace King. Wow, this is so funny. This is like almost the same damn situation. Wow, that's funny. But I got the best hand now. Oh, I remember this one. That's so interesting. So I'm just betting range here like last time. Ruben calls. This is so freaking interesting. I was gonna bomb the fucking turn. I was gonna bomb the turn. And you saw it earlier. I have the dream turn. This is so interesting. This was the same spot we looked a second ago. Ace King on a Jack 10. We have the best candidate. I was so ready to bomb it. But look what happens. Look at these fucking guys. The win with complete dog shit, if this is correct. He leads. And I'm just like, I'm going to bomb this freaking turn. And now Brett raises. Now, what do I do now? A lead and a raise. I know Brett could be aggressive. I mean, I was so lost. I was ready to bomb the fucking turn. But now there's a donk and a raise. So I do just let it go. That was so frustrating. This was such a good turn and board for me to just go complete ape shit. And yeah, I told him I'm telling him I was gonna bomb that turn. I was gonna go fucking crazy. But he does instead, and now we're down 1.1k. And I would have taken that down. Like people, It's just part of like running bad, I guess, or just, you know, people just do weird fucking shit. Because he just decided to do that. And maybe I would have lost more money. Because if the front door flush comes in, that's what Brett had it, I would have bet big on that one too. Because that's one of the rivers I was going to bluff on. But yeah, they just decided to do some random shit and donk with nothing. And he decided to raise with his flush draw. And I folded. What was the best hand in the moment too? Pocket jacks. I raise it up $15. No straddle. Rafa 3-bets to 50. Brett calls. I do call. Interesting spot. Maybe you should still be 4-betting, honestly. It's just because it's early against early. I'm so annoyed I can't see the hijack. Rafa bet $75. And yeah, it's just a king high board. I have no heart. I think I do just let it go. Just a way better board for him. Oh, we had pocket aces. Oh. Good thing I didn't 4-bet. If it was late against late, I would have 4-bet for sure. Just because we were early against early. I do let it go. I'm in the big blind with ace-10 off. It's fine defending. And nice, we flop a 10. This is a funny one. So yeah, flop a 10, happy calling. He does bet $25. I call. Turns a 7. Goes check, check. There's a 9. I just had to block bet. I think I'm mostly good here. He's betting a lot to queen on the turn. I think it's a fun spot to block bet. I don't think I'm going to be raised too much. And maybe I could get called by worse. Or some pocket pairs I think they're good. I've turned a 7. Maybe he had a 7, like 7-8. And he thought he was good. So he went for showdown. Just when he checks the turn, seeing like showdown, that my 10 is good. So I block bet. And he tanks and tanks. And finally, we do get paid off by a 4. Come on, Matt. Pay me off. Give me those $25. Give me those $25, Matt. Give me those $25. Help me get a little closer to the green. He does call. That was a massive pot I was talking about. Just joking. Just joking. Moving on. Brett raises it up. Ace-jack off in a hijack. I 3-bet my pocket 9s. And the fucker doesn't call me. There's only 4-bets me. And I think it's just a fold, honestly. I'm going to look it up. I think it's just a fold. Yeah, I guess it's just a break even. It folds a little more than it calls. I mean, if you think, I don't know how wide he was 4-betting. So if he's 4-betting the ace-jack himself, probably goes way more towards calling. Jacks is the one that's never folding. Yeah, in the moment I think a little bit, and I just wasn't sure. I mean, hey, dude, this dude fucking ripped all in for $3,000 once with 5-3 suited. So I know he could go crazy sometimes in the moment. I do let it go. Jack makes it 15, and that's even 4-bets me 2 times in a row. I 3-bet him to 50. And now Rafa 4-bets me to 175. And I think it's just a fold. I think in a moment I do call. He 4-bets, and it's dude, it's a fold. I already know it's a fold. Yeah, it's always a fold. I just was folding a lot when I was supposed to fold, and I think I was getting a little frustrated, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not folding this time. And we whiffed the flop. He checks. But I thought maybe he was talking to a little bit with some better hands, and yeah, he had pocket kings. I just let it go. There goes another chunk of money. 1.3k, 100 at a time, 100 at a time. We're just getting pretty wrecked. Let's 3-bet Brett again. Brett raises under the gun with his 10-9. Then suited, I got ace-3 suited. I 3-bet him. Maybe this one. No one fucking 4-bets us. There's no cold 4-bet. No, he just calls this time. We go to a flop. Hey, alright. We got a gut shot. A backdoor flush draw. Decent. Pretty good. So, 3-bet pot, queen high board. I'm just going to c-bet range. Our position I mix checking and betting, but in position I'm going to c-bet range. And hey, just lets it go. Let's fucking go. We win a 3-bet pot. Here's the big one. So, I think this is the big one. Yeah, so this is the big one. So it checks around on the flop. Comes to the turn. And I got a boat. I'm just losing in 6-5 on pocket 6s. And another one I got top set. But I got top set and the third nut flush draw. So I got so much going on now. I got a boat, top set, second nut flush draw. So sure, there's probably someone has a straight here, but I got so many outs if someone has a straight. Look, I'm 59% here. So I'm in early position. I'm first to act, so I do check. But now, when a big blind bets $100, what do you bet 100 with? He had a straight. Wow, that's crazy. He just had a straight. Wow, he bet 100 with a straight. That's why bomb pots are good. Rafa calls. Rafa pocket eights in a flush draw. Vinny has a nut flush draw and an open-ended straight draw. He has a lot going on too. HP punts has the diamond nut flush draw. He calls on pocket kings. Brett calls with a 5, and now it's on to me. And right now, in this bomb pot, right, I got an okay full house, and I got top set and a flush draw. Thing is, if the queen board doesn't pair up, my hand isn't that strong anymore. Because there's straights, and if I hit my flush, there's two better flushes than mine. So, and then on the 5 board, if there's a higher card than the deuce, that's not one of mine. That's not a queen. There's even more full houses that beat me. So on most rivers, my hand gets downgraded so much unless I boat up on a queen. But right now, I got such a strong fucking hand. So there's so much money here. I decide, fuck it. I can repot it right here. If people call me, the only shitty stuff, we repot it here. Worst case scenario, if someone called me with a straight on that board and with a better boat on the other board, and I'm pretty screwed. But even then, I got all my outs to the flush and the boat. And if I repot it here, I don't think nut flushes are going to call. Again, worst case scenario is if they have a nut flush and then a 5 or something strong on the other board. But if they only have the nut flush, they're going to fold because they're calling the chops. So if I repot it here, I get so many hands to fold. And I could even get straight to fold. Actually, no one had a straight here. That's crazy. I thought I could have got a worse straight to fold. So, yeah, that's what I decided to do. I got so much equity right now. But if I just call on the rivers, it's so many times my hand gets downgraded so much. So I do decide to repot it, thinking I could even get worse straights. Like, I can get the bottom end of the straight. Maybe the nut straight won't fold, but I get nut flushes to fold too. So if I hit a flush, it's probably good. So, yep, I repot it for $820. I mean, he tanks. And I really thought he folded a straight on the bottom board, on the one I have it set. He has a fucking straight on the paired board. Like, he told me like as if like, oh wow, I made a huge fold here or something. He made some remark as if like, I'm believing you. Look how much he tanks with a fucking straight on the paired board and a shitty flush draw. My God. That's funny. No talking shit to him, but just what he told me after, like, you didn't fucking fold a strong hand, dude. You should have check folded that hand. Anyways, Vinny, he has the nut flush draw and the open and the straight draw. But again, all on the same board. He called him the chop. Really shitty spot. I thought he was going to take it down right here. So he tanks and tanks and tanks, and finally, let it go, Vinny. Let it go. You know you can't just call with a flush draw on one board and nothing on the other. Straight draw, even though you have a flush draw and a straight draw. Let it go, Vinny. He does let it go. HP punt with the nut flush draw. But again, he can't fold, so he does let it go. And then Brett fucking rips it. Brett rips it with the 5. So he only has a 5, and his thought process behind is he thought someone for sure folded a 5, most likely, with all his callers. So he'd expect his 5 to be good here. And hey, he has outs. He has outs a 3, a 7, or a king. So if he does not hit a 3, a 7, or a king, we're going to win this 3K pot. Boom. 4. And just like that. Just like that. I'm not realizing yet. I'm still figuring stuff out. Do I scoop? I'm thinking. And yep, I realize I scoop this 3K bomb pot that gets me back in the green. I'm up now $400 freaking dollars. Let's fucking go. I was down $1,400 and this one bomb pot. And people were saying like to do one bomb pot every hour or something. I'm like, no boy, man. Bomb pots are the best thing in the world. So we are back. We are back in the green. Absolutely brutal session till like more than half of it. We were almost 5 hours in. Just brutal. But this bomb pot saves us, and we are now back in the green. And we got a few more. It's not over yet. A little bit with nothing going on. It goes to 512. Hop over to 512. That's another bomb pot. Professional bomb potter here. And this one was easy game. Easy game when you see my hand. Look at this pretty hand. Pocket queens. I got top boat. We'll only use against pocket fives on the board. So, yep, I just potted right now. I potted for $105. And just get Ruben to call with his king. Wow, HP pawn. He folded right away his 5. That makes sense. He folded a 5. It's just so shitty. He could be dead right away. At least if you had like 5 with an ace or a king. At least. But like Ruben, at least he has like 3 outs for sure to the nuts, right? If a 9 comes, he has the nuts. Turns a jack. And a deuce. And he checks. I repot it. And I think this time he does just let it go. Good fold by him. He folds his king. Again, yeah, it's just such a shitty spot. Like, you're just calling to chop. And very likely I'm going to pot the river too. So not even calling this time. And we're deep. So, yeah, ball pot's helping out a good chunk. Does let it go. We got a few more hands. We're getting through it, guys. Ace, king off. Here's the big one. Ace, king off. I raise it up. $30 in low jack. Cut off. Vegas mat. 3-bets me to 125. This would be a spot back in the day. That's his call lock. So I'm like, you know. If I 4-bet here, what he's going to call with, people don't 3-bet or not. But I know Vegas Matt, you know, he's altogether tightish. But, you know, he could 3-bet wider, as you've seen in prettier spots. And I got ace king. So we got to 4-bet some hands. Let's 4-bet this one. I make it $400. And he pretty much snap calls. That was a good feeling. I think sometimes he may have some time tells. The snap call, it just seems like a hand that's not even considering ripping it. So it just seems like hands like this, or pocket pairs, medium pocket pairs, suited connectors like this. So yeah, he snap calls. We go to a flop, kind of hit. Deuce, 5-3. At least I got a gut shot. So let's see this spot. I decide to bet. Let's see this spot. Cut off 3 bets. He mixes calls sometimes, but fuck it. Let's 4-bet. I think he's supposed to be folding, right? Oh no, sorry. When he does, he always calls. Jack 10, where he prefers calling over these hands, he connects less. So yeah, Jack 10 is just always a call. So good call by him. He calls. Yeah, just likes betting here. So I think I went smaller. So I bet quarter pot to the 40%. But we're not as deep as they are here. Let's just do that for the heck. And he should fold now, for sure. This is him, I think, getting a little, oh, I'm going to try to bluff him in lower streets or something, because I think this is like no respect, like disrespectful towards me in a way, thinking, oh, I'm not going to bluff myself, so he could bluff me, right? My ace king, I was planning on just going for it, like, hey, trying to get jacks, 10s to fold. So this call was pretty freaking disrespectful. So he does call. Let's see the turn after he calls with his complete air. Backdoor 2 overs, but the 2 overs are bullshit. Like, I got so many overpairs in a 4-bet pot, so like the turn is an ace. Let's freaking go. So this was this turn I was kind of curious about. I don't know if my line is ever done. Yeah, it's never done. So I made more money than the solver, because I supposed it was gonna be something like this. I suppose it was always want to bet the turn. Because when you bet small here, bet 25, and pocket pair is always supposed to be folding. He's supposed to have all these aces still. All these pocket pairs supposed to fold. In the moment, I decided to be tricky and kind of act like I thought in the moment, like maybe Matt is overcalling me on the flop, and if I had kings, queens here, I may look like I'm scared of this turn, and he may try to bluff. And if he has pocket pairs, maybe if I go bet, check, bet, it will be less credible. So I do check, and he bets. He bets $400. So my non-GTO plan works out here. And now I was thinking, like, you know, he could have a flush draw right now that I think if I call here, he's giving up almost on every river. And if he has like draws and stuff, if I rip it here, I think he's calling. So, and you know, there's 4 outs to chop. So I don't want to give his air or his random hand draw bluffing 4 outs to chop the pot, or just his flush draw, be able to see it. So I do thinking that he's not going to bluff the river when I call him on the turn with how much is behind when he has less than half pot. I didn't think he was going to bluff. So I think for a little bit, just considering, should I just call or rip it? Should I call or rip it? I think for a good amount of time, I'm finally thinking just best move is to rip it because I never think he's bluffing the river. And like that, I deny him to be able to hit 4 outs to chop. And yeah, I rip it all in, and you could see Jack 10 suited. He snap folds. So checking that turn got me extra $475. And now, from being down $1,400, we're up 1.6K. Let's freaking go. A few more hands. We're almost done. How bad I started. I'm at 100% luck. That's just kind of, I mean, it must monitor a very low time frame. I'm doing great now, and you know, hitting that ace was definitely really nice. But I was gonna win that pot anyways. I was barreling so many turns. Under the gun, Ruin opens at $50. Because yeah, if he wins this hand, everyone has to pay him $15. And I got the beautiful ace king, so I 3-bet. Oh, he makes it 35. That makes more sense. I 3-bet to $105. He's gonna call, go to a flop, bink. So definitely running good on the second half. Beautiful, beautiful board. Just gonna bet. Range betting here. Third pot. I bet. And I saved the whole table because he had 7 deuce. Let's go. Alright, we just got 3 more hands. 3 more hands. Nick game is going on. I get $20. Amity 3-bets me to 75. Does he have the Nick game? I just think you gotta fold here. Every time he's 3-bet me so far, he's had it. I think this is the first time. Yeah, he had the nit for sure. So he takes that down. And I think now we're heads up for the nit between me and Hunter. Okay, yeah, this was an annoying one. So straddle is going on. I'm double straddling. Okay, yeah, because the nit game was almost over. So we were heads up. I was trying to get involved in more hands. I didn't want to lose it. So I double straddle here to $20. So it's 2, 5, 10, 20. Vinny limps in a hijack. Vegas Matt raises in the cutoff to $100. And yeah, in the last blind, I'm not folding my suited ace. I flick in the call. Vinny folds. Flop comes. Okay, king 7, 6. So backdoor nut flush draw, backdoor straight draw at ace when he bets on the smaller side. I mean, maybe I could start check raising already with this hand. Let's see that. Is this a good enough candidate to check raise? Yeah, too sticky. Wasn't a big while. Too sticky. All right, this is me getting too sticky. Too sticky. I mean, at least sometimes it calls. With a backdoor. 10, yeah, because 10 has 2 backdoor flush draws, backdoor straight draws. So when it has double backdoor straight draws, yeah, just 1. I mean, at the 8 it does check raise. Has more, so okay, there we go. So at least our intuition was correct. It just prefers the 8 that has more, like, you know, turns that gives in a straight draw. So hey, that's good to know that the intuition was correct about that, but not with the 5. With the 8 it does. Good to know. All right, so it got a little sticky here, but not the worst sticky ever. It calls once in a while. Now the turn. Look at that turn. Look at that freaking turn. I turned the nut flush draw and opened in the straight draw. I don't think it's ever a lead. I mean, maybe it is. Let's see. This ever a lead? No. Yeah, this never a lead. What a turn. I turned the nut flush draw and opened in a straight draw. And I'm check raising here for sure. I'm 100% check raising here, but he checks back. And imagine what could be the worst possible river. Imagine a worst possible river. There is ace of fucking diamonds. Miss my flush draw, miss my straight draw, and it gives me the freaking showdown value that is not good. So, yep. I check. He bets like $200 or one. How much does he bet? He bets 125, whatever. He bets like fucking third pot. And yeah, my ace isn't good. Whatever. He bets third pot. So this next hand is really funny. They lose a little chunk there. What happens here is this is the last hand. And we still hadn't won the Nick game. So I told Hunter, like, hey, if neither of us win the Nick game, let's just go to the bomb pot and we just do black and red. So I pick red. If there's more red cards on the bomb pot, I win. So he has to pay, and black inverse. This is the last hand. So I got 6-5 off. I'm like, fuck it. Hey, let's try to win the last one. Make it $50. And these dudes don't want to make it easier on me. Because I opened 10 fucking X. And he calls me the button with 7-3 suited. And Rafa calls the small blind with pocket fours. So we go to a flop. Jack 3-8. So, yep. With and out of position, I'm checking anyway. So that's what I do. I check. And Amidi checks back his bottom pair. We turn a 5. So, pretty good turn. I turned a 5 and a flush draw. So now, I think I'm good here a lot. I think Rafa is going to bet the jack sometimes on a turn. I think Amidi's going to bet the jack on the flop. And then the game's going on. I think I'm good here a lot of the time. And, you know, I got the flush draw too. And I got a 5. So if I'm not good, I can improve on the river. So I decided to bet. I make it $50. I think when the flush comes in, you don't have to go too big. Now, Amidi calls. And now, Rafa is going to check raise me. He goes 150. And this is kind of reminding me of the other spot. When someone bets small and someone calls, it looks like we both may be weak. So I was thinking that. Like, he checked the flop and checks the turn. I'm not believing this. My 5 may be good. He may just have a heart. And if he does have strong value and thinks he's good, my heart, if I hit the heart in the river, I may be good. So I do flick in a call. River comes a king of hearts. So I hit the flush. He looks at his cards. Now he checks, and this was interesting. Rafa, I didn't even consider it in the moment, but Rafa called me before on 4-liners to a flush without the flush. So I probably should at least consider betting here, but I'm not targeting a flush, really. I mean, there's 2 hearts worse than mine because the 5 and the 3 are on the board. So if I bet here, I'm literally targeting non-flushes and the deuce and 4 of hearts that I think could have been cool. I think I probably maybe could have bet here. Sometimes I'll be evaluating myself, but Rafa's called me before pretty light. Not for as big as a pot, so maybe I could have considered betting here, but I'm on, yeah, I just snap check back, and we are good. And to realize he lost in the game. So I was very happy about it. And I won that pot. And yeah, that was it. And we end up 1.7K. I think it was a little less than that. I think it was a little less than 1.7 thousand. So that was it. That was their super roller coaster fucking session. I started over half into the day, down almost 1.5 thousand. I think it was 1.4 thousand. It just stayed through and got lucky with the bomb pot and got all of it back and then had that big pot with the ace king. And just like that, from down 1.4K to up. It says 1.7, but I'm pretty sure it's 1.5. So it felt good, especially as I said, I was running so fucking bad. So having a good session. And good news is the next 2 sessions went really well as well. I had really big scores the next 2 days, plus 2K sessions in a row after this one. So thankfully I made back a lot of most of what I lost in the last 3 days. That's absolutely amazing. So that is it. Thank you all for watching. As usual, if you could like, comment, and subscribe. I'm altogether pretty happy with how I played. I just got too sticky pre-flop in a few spots. I think it kind of got to me in spots. I'll just keep on folding. But should have folded ace queen. Should have folded ace 7 suited. So those were 2. But that adds up. That was like $300-$400. So those are mistakes that add up. So I definitely got to watch out with that. Not getting too sticky pre-flop with like the offsuit hands or the medium strength suited aces. So yep, that is it. Hopefully that was fun to watch and enjoyable. And you learned something like I did. And I'll see you all next week.